Welcome to Breakdown. SEC versus the Big Ten. You ready to talk some SEC, Big Ten sports?
Yeah, it's going to mostly be Big Ten this week, I think.
Okay, that'll work because you know what? It's T-minus 23 and counting.
Michael Jordan
before the Arkansas Razorbacks kick off their football team. Can I contain my excitement for 23 more days? We'll see. Okay, so you said we're going to talk mostly Big Ten. What's going on in the Big Ten?
Well, the Big Ten just signed a nifty little new media rights deal.
Indeed, they did.
With 3 different networks.
Fox, with football games starting at noon. CBS, with football games starting in the afternoon. And NBC with primetime games.
Exactly.
What networks did we omit?
I think the Disney owned Mickey Mouse,
ABC,
ESPN, that one. I think that's
so. ABC, the Big Ten is not going to be. This is starting in 2024.
Yeah,
they're not going to be on ESPN and ABC. What's your take on that?
my take is that the networks have driven realignment, and the networks are going to have a little proxy war between them with the conferences. I think Fox is going to be driving the Big Ten and potentially the Big 12, and I think ESPN, they already have the SEC, they already have the ACC.
Okay. Excluding the Big Ten and the SEC, what conferences were winners in ESPN and ABC not being a part of the Big Ten package?
Well, the SEC is a winner.
No, I said excluding the SEC and the Big Ten. Specifically, I'm gonna say the Pac-12 and the Big 12. And the reason I say that is because that's gonna give more time for them to be on ABC and ESPN.
Yeah.
Agree or disagree?
I agree. It will give them more time. I just don't know if they have the marquee enough programs outside of Oregon and Washington.
And
ESPN to want to do that.
We're talking the Big 12 as well.
Yeah, I mean okay. So if we're excluding the SEC, the answer is the ACC.
Okay.
The ACC is the big winner.
Okay. Before we talk more about football and the Big Ten's deal, Big Ten getting money. I want to talk really quick about the basketball. The ACC Big Ten Challenge, always on ESPN.
Yeah.
Starting in 2024, what's going to happen to the AC Big Ten Challenge?
I think we're going to have an ACC SEC challenge in basketball.
You know what? I tend to agree with you. I do not think there will be an ACC Big Ten challenge. Kind of hate to see that go away because that's been around for a long time and it's actually been pretty enjoyable, entertaining. But nothing is forever. The Big Ten make the money. Uh-huh. How did ESPN do by not having Big Ten games? What do you think is going to happen with them?
I think what they're doing is they're betting on the popularity of the SEC to carry them and the popularity of the ACC to rise. I think that they're counting on their ability to make programs in schools more popular. I think they're going to be betting on that.
They're going to promote those schools.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a small gamble because Big Ten got $1 billion a year, but it's a small gamble in that ESPN is a 24/7 all sports program and TV. They can promote things more so than these others.
Yeah, but however, that's where FS1 and CBS Sports Network, I think, are the big winners.
Okay. Good point.
NBC just discontinued their NBC Sports Network, so they don't have that anymore.
That's a good point.
But Peacock, I don't know. NBC seems to be like creative, and I think this is opportunity for CBS Sports specifically and FS1 to gain market share in their programming. I think more TVs will be on their channels for games, and they'll be able to advertise for their programming. And they'll be able to. I think CBS Sports Network might be able to pick up some like legitimate basketball conference games. Like if they can get UCLA versus Indiana,
okay,
or USC versus Michigan, I think that's a little bit different than right now they have Colorado State versus Idaho and the other Mountain West matchups. I think it's a little different. I think that the Big Ten's taking a gamble by leaving ESPN, and ESPN is taking a gamble.
Agreed.
By walking away from the table from the Big Ten.
Just a few things though. The Saturday morning TV show Game Day. How many times do you think they will have that location at a Big Ten school?
Well, I mean, significantly less than they otherwise would have. Okay. And I think that's where, FS1, their show, Big Noon Kickoff or whatever, with Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart, I think that's where they gain market share. That's going to be on Fox. It's going to be,
It's interesting. Two of the key players are on game day, Ohio State and Big Ten, and Michigan graduate.
Absolutely.
Kurt Herbstreit and Desmond.
I wonder if we're going to see less. I wonder if we're going to see more SEC and ACC former players as color analysts and instead and going forward. If the new hires, that they all come from like schools that.
Okay, interesting. That's interesting. The one other thing about the ESPN, and you mentioned CBS Sports and all the other things. As of right now, though, ESPN has the talk shows. They got the notoriety. Yeah, whatever it is. The ESPN got it.
Well, so does Fox.
Do you think they're as good as ESPN and as prominent?
I'm on social media. I think more than you. I think I'm on Twitter more. I think I'm on Instagram, on TikTok more.
I know you are.
Uncle Shannon Sharp is a meme. That's a character that gets thrown around. Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, Colin Cowherd. I think they're as relevant probably as almost anybody on ESPN outside of Stephen A. Smith.
Okay. Well, I will say this: you're gonna see ESPN gonna be promoting conferences other than the Big Ten significantly, and they are a 24/7 all sports network.
I do think that reminds me of something. If Michigan ever has another Appalachian State type of situation, I think ESPN would broadcast highlights of that though.
I hope you meant to say when Michigan has.
Honestly, I don't think they're gonna be playing even schools like MAC level schools anymore. I think with the conference expansion, I think Northwestern is gonna be the new Appalachian State. I think those are gonna be the new bye games.
And that's a good thing. In a way, it is.
It's not good for the Appalachian State of the world.
Very true. Very true.
As a Central Michigan graduate, I don't know how good that is for me. I remember
it's less money for them.
I was in the stadium when Central Michigan got paid $1 million to come into East Lansing and walk away with that victory. You had Dan Lefevre, Antonio Brown.
If my memory serves me correctly, what did you get? Who gave you those tickets?
Thanks, Steph. I appreciate you giving me the tickets to see your alma mater lose to my alma mater. It was a fun Saturday afternoon.
All right. JJ, really quickly before we get out of here, Big Ten signing this $1 billion per year programming with these three networks. They getting the money. How much of that money will the players get? Should the players do a contract and say, we want 1% of that money? Better yet, when will the player say, you got all this programming money, give us 1% of it?
Yeah, I mean, at some point, they tried to unionize, it didn't work. I think that'll happen once the NCAA is officially dissolved. I mean, right now they're like they're a puppet, like they don't have any.
And they know that too. The NCAA,
it's a kangaroo court. They have no teeth.
Yeah.
I think that's why the Louisvilles and the Kansases of the world, their best idea is to just wait it out, because eventually the NCAA will dissolve and be shown to be powerless.
But I just say that to say this, these conferences getting the money. First it was the coaches, then it was the conference, and we're going to really get out of here pretty soon.
Yeah.
But man, these players are going to be rich pretty soon, JJ. 10 years from now, playing college football is going to be a $250,000 a year payday for players.
That's pretty lucrative, but I remember 10 years ago seeing Bobby Petrino's house put on the market after his run in Arkansas ended the way it did. And I think if anyone's gonna get paid like that, I'm more than fine with it being the workforce.
Me too. I'm with you there. So yeah, we just skimmed the top of this. I can't wait till we really get into football season. Anything you want to bring up?
No, I just think it's my two favorite teams are Arkansas and Michigan, and Arkansas, I think, again has the hardest schedule in the country.
I think it was second hardest.
Oh, okay, the second hardest this year. But Michigan absolutely does not, and I can see Michigan being. I just am very excited for both of those teams and those programs, but I'm praying KJ Jefferson's offensive line will come through and his receivers will step up because.
Before we go, I'm gonna say this, then we're gonna get out of here. Bold prediction: Arkansas has the Heisman Trophy winner this year. Arkansas defeats Alabama this year. WPS, Woo Pig Suey. Those are very likely to happen. Don't discount those at all. WPS, Woo Pig Suey.
I can't argue with that.
Okay.
And Who Dey's going back to the Super Bowl.
All right.
All right.
Thanks. Come back next time.